Racing on Saturday takes place out at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, where we've got 8 races on the program. Race number 1 commences at 1 p.m. It will be the start of the bar pot, and we begin with a maiden plate for fillies and mares over the 1,000 meter trip. And joining me on the line is Brandon Bailey, and good to be chatting to you, Brandon. How are you doing?
Yeah, Shane, thank you very much, Raheel. Great to be chatting to you. We obviously did the show for Wednesday with D's, and we were a little bit unlucky on that occasion. 1 or 2 horses that I thought would win. Wishlist in particular, I thought a horse that we can take out of Wednesday meeting and one to put into that small black book that I keep referring to. But we're in good spirits. I look forward to this meeting tomorrow. I know they're predicting a little bit of rain throughout the afternoon. Let's hope that stays away, Raheel.
Well, let's get straight into it. Race number 1. Favourite here is number 6, Penny's Choice, 3-1 down, 5-2. Richard Furry, Vaughan Marshall teaming up. Number 3, Maketa at 28-10. Number 1, Water Star is trading at 11-2. Number 13 at 7-1, along with Blue Lagoon. It's then 10-1 and Better Ball Those. Now, having a look at race number 1, there is a bit of form to work with here, and this filly's Penny's Choice ran second to Heritage Ridge, but I think she's the type of horse that in this type of event there could be others. What's your thoughts?
I agree with you, Raheel. Obviously, just looking at that form line behind Heritage Ridge, we know there was a horse called One Dance who came out to run second on Wednesday behind the very well-supported Gimme What I Want, who's trained by Justin Snaith. And talking about that winner, we know that Justin thinks quite a bit of that filly, so we'll have to see what happens. I, myself, am not entirely convinced about the form line. Obviously, we'll need to let that play out over the next couple of weeks and months in the Western Cape. But Penny's Choice, her first run was a cracker. She then disappointed next time out. They put the blinkers on and she ran a much better race when going down narrowly behind Heritage Ridge last time out. So Richard Furry now been booked to ride number 6, Penny's Choice. And if she can build on that last performance with the blinkers staying on, she should be very much alive in this first race. But it doesn't stop there. I mean, I wouldn't be rushing off to put the rent money at all. Number 1, What a Star. You'd probably agree with me. She's been a little bit disappointing. I thought by now she probably would have won. I know they took the stance and they ran her against some very smart horses. I mean, if you go back in her form line, second to Wild Wild Green, second to Music of the Night, a good run behind Jordash when beaten just over 2 lengths. She then disappointed terribly in the Cape Slipper. That was behind Military Command. Not sure, mind you, I can tell you what happened over there on the 16th of April. They just went way too fast with her. She over-raced with the blinkers on, and I thought a decent run last time in a big field when running 5th, just under 2 lengths behind Between the Lines. Interesting that Ray Danielson has been booked to ride. Lovely to have him in the Western Cape for Candice Bass-Robinson. We know that this combination can be powerful on their day, Raheel, so we need to watch number 1, What a Star. But ultimately, my first selection is going to be number 3, Marquetta. It's now or never. It looks to be the perfect race. I can tell you I've spoken to Justin Snaith about his first-timers. I asked him the question for Perfectly Placed. I said, are you confident? He said no. So they're not expecting too much when it comes to these first-timers in race number 1. So for me, number 3, Marquetta, with our champion apprentice, Brevin Plyke, taking off 1.5 kilograms. If she can't get it right here, I think she's going to battle going forward, Raheel. So I'm going to go with her as my top selection in the first.
Yeah, quite a bit of confidence here with horse number 3, Marquetta. Formline Frank with Viva La Vida winning during the week, and let's see if she can go one better. Moving along to race number 2 next up, which will be the start of the place accumulator. 1,400 meters the trip, and it is a maiden plate for fillies and mares. 13:35 the off time. Beach Verse tops the boards here at 16-10. That is number 6. Number 8, Wait For Me at 3-1. Clouds Clearing at 7-2. 6-1, Love Her Madly, and then it is 7-1 and Better Ball Those. Beach Verse, a filly that's improving quite nicely, and well, if Marquetta comes through to win the first race, well, then this filly's form will be franked when running 3rd to Viva La Vida.
Correct. Well summed up. Well spotted. You have to think just on breeding. She is dying to step up in trip now, and the way she races as well, Raheel. Last time she caught to the eye doing her best work at the finish. It was a good ride from the apprentice, Brevin Plyke, on Splash of Colour. He let her go at exactly the right time, and this individual, Beach Verse, was doing the chasing. I've been waiting for her to step up in trip. 1,400 meters, absolutely no problem at all. Yes, you could arguably say she's got a tricky draw. I know it's a small field, but Aldo Dummer, he's been there, done that, got the T-shirt. He'll know exactly what to do with number number 6 Beach Verse, and we know that Candice Bass-Robinson has got her yard ticking along beautifully, so I'm going to go with her in a big way. I did speak to Justin Snaith for Perfectly Placed. He did say that Clouds Clearing and Labombo Gold are 2 horses that must be included into the play. They're in a good space back at home, and he is expecting them to be right there in the finish. So I'd watch numbers 1 and 2, and then 3 Love Her Madly. She ran a lovely race last time out. From a good draw, you have to think she'll be parked up to do no work. I wouldn't be surprised at all if she were to come through and then and go very close to Raheel. And the last horse I do want to chat about, I know long-winded, but the 8, Wait For Me. She caught the eye in a big way last time. Vaughan Marshall did tell me for Perfectly Placed that she's come on a few lengths back at home. If you can, go and watch the replay on the 26th of July. She was low-flying very late, showing signs that she wants to step up in trip as well. So it's actually a tricky race, but I'm marginally going to go with number 6 Beach versus being the filly they all need to beat.
Yeah, and with horse number 8, Wait For You, finished behind Wonder June on debut. Looks to be quite a smart sort, and one that we could certainly keep an eye on going forward. And she makes a post-maiden effort later on in the meeting. It will be interesting to see how she does go in race number 8. She is quite a warm order favourite at around 13-10. Moving along to race number 3. Next up, the third race will be the start of the Pick 6 at 2:10, and this is set to be run over 1,500 metres. It is an A stakes here. It is the start of the Pick 6, and Sugar Mountain, the horse that is in terrific form at the moment, he's won his last 3. He's at 7-10. He opened up at 9-10. The guy said thank you very much, and he's shortened now 7-10. Prometheus 7-2, and then it is double figure odds about the balance. This was Sugar Mountain Brandon. He's in terrific form, and he just loves this time of year. I mean, he comes well, and he's done so well. He's an 11-time winner, and his last win was very, very encouraging given the margin he beat Prometheus. I mean, at the weight, I mean, the way the weights are structured in this race, it's hard to see Prometheus turning the form around.
Short and sweet. I think we all agree Sugar Mountain going to be very hard to beat. He does look to be the best bet on the card. I called his last race, Raheel, and he caught my eye in a big way. I mean, he was beautifully switched off just in behind them, and Aldo decided to make his run up the middle, but he was going 2 to their 1. He was just cantering. Aldo squeezed him, asked him for an effort just to see what was left in the tank, and he extended. I'm going to say it was probably his most impressive win to date. He's 7 years old, but for me, the way he turned it on, it was just so impressive. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet. He'll be very hard to beat, and he is going to be my best bet on the card.
I think some value for exactas and trifectas could be number 6 Rapidash at 12-1 in the market. Perhaps a horse that will be bouncing back to some of his better form in his last run. Not disgraced behind Zeitz, beaten 4 lengths. Perhaps he could just add some value for those back end of trifectas and quartets. Race number 4 next up. This is the Winter Country Championship 2000 final, and 14:45 is the off time. 1950 meters the trip. Number 4 Baton Rouge, your favorite, at 7-2. Number 7 Elegant Noble, 11-2 down 9-2. 11-2 Quite a King. Pentalina at 6-1, and then you can get 7-1 and better about the balance. Quite a competitive looking contest, Brandon. What's your thoughts?
Tricky. You're going to have to go wide in your exotics. There's no doubt that you can make a case for a number of these individuals. I'm not going to bore the viewers. If you were going to go into this particular race number 4, I would go and have an each-way strike on number 7, Elegant Noble. I did chat to James Crawford about this individual. We know that he's had a stop-start career. He was rested for a very long time, but I thought he won quite cheekily last time out. Brevin Plikes knows him very well. From that sort of a draw of 7, I'm not too concerned. He likes to be up on speed. He'll go forward, and he's just got that action that he keeps finding, and I think at his current price he's worth an each-way bet. I was very impressed with the way he turned it on last time, showing signs that he actually wants to step up in trip and even further in time. So I would go with number 7 Elegant Noble, but there's lots to respect. I know Pete Boerter's upbeat about his chances. He thinks Baton Rouge and Ario Vistas are 2 horses that have got lively winning chances. And then Corne Orfer was also kind enough to help us for Perfectly Placed, and he said that number 3 Gentleman Joe is in a good place back at home. He's been rested for 84 days, but at this sort of a level, you can never leave him out. But short and sweet from my end, Raheel. I don't want to overcomplicate it. Like I say, in terms of the exotics, you're going to have to go wide. But if you're looking to have an each-way bet, I would go with number 7, Elegant Noble.
Moving along to race number 5 next up, which will be the start of Jackpot 2, 1400 meters a trip. 3 is the off time, and here, Happy Verse is even money. That is horse number 9, and it's going to be interesting to see how he goes. He does seem to be quite a smart sort, does Happy Verse. And what did you make of his last start in the Langeman? Because there was quite a bit of support around him, and he didn't really put it in that finish that we've become accustomed to, but he's a horse that seems to have his fair share of ability.
So, Raheel, from what I understand, and I'm probably speaking off record, but I was in the commentary box, so I wouldn't have been able to see what was going on downstairs. But I did speak to a number of people that were obviously racing on the day, and apparently he was way above himself. So I'm not going to read too much into it. I know Justin does think the world of this individual. I did speak to Justin for Perfectly Placed, and he did say to me, listen, this is a good test to see where we are with him. He's a lovely horse. I've seen him in horse flesh. He's a big, imposing individual. I've always thought that he's going to be better in the summer. He ran fifth beaten just under 3 lengths by his stable companion, absolutely yes, in the Langeman, but that he's better than that. I'm going to say that he's better than that. If he can beat the draw, I think he'll be very hard to beat. We're just going to have to watch his manners on the day. I just hope that, obviously, him being a colt, that's not going to get the better of him. But we'll leave that up to Justin and his professional team. He's not champion trainer for nothing. This horse will come to the course looking outstanding. He always does. I really think he'll be very hard to beat. But we do need to mention number 1, Now the Boss, and Golden Angel in particular. If you have a look at number 2, Golden Angel, she's been slowly sliding in the ratings. She's actually been very disappointing. I know Glenn Cotson had high expectations for this 4-year-old filly. She's got 51 on her back. She's born 2. She drops 2, what I think is a suitable trip. So the value could be number 2, Golden Angel, and then number 1, Now the Boss. Pete Porter did say that she'll be on the premises as well. But a lot hinges on the factors to what happens with Happy Verse. If he beats the draw and he gets some cheap sectionals up in front, he could be very hard to beat.
Yeah, quite a nice up-and-coming 3-year-old to keep an eye on. Moving along to race number 6 next up, and the 6th race on the program is over the 1,000 meter trip, 15:55 the off time. She's My World, even money favourite here. Number 1, October Storm, who drifted out like a bard last time out, and you could say ran accordingly in 5th position. He's at 3-1. Bluff and Bluff at 6-1. It's 8-1 easy money, 14-1, and better about the balance. Alistair, horse number 1, October Storm. I mean, Vaughan Marshall's yard sort of went through a bit of a quiet spell, but the yard seems to have come well now, and that could translate in this horse perhaps producing a big effort here.
Correct. You've brought it up. He is a nice horse, Riley. I don't think we can beat around the bush with that. I do have my reservations as to what he beat on debut when it was on the 21st of June up the straight at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. And nothing's really jumped off the page and set the tracker lights. But all he could do was come to the course on debut and obviously put in that winning performance. I thought he ran a fair race behind escarpment. Vaughan Marshall did say on Perfectly Placed that maybe the underfoot conditions being on the heavy side didn't suit him, didn't suit his action. They think quite a bit of him. He shows quite a bit of good work back at home. So let's see where he fits into the pecking order when it comes to race number 6 tomorrow. So he's got to have a lively winning chance. But I don't think the race stops there. Number 3, Trippy Silk, not one for maximum faith. He's got a mind of his own. He can be a tricky ride, but if things work out and he rocks up at the races wanting to run, he could be very much alive at this level. Number 3, Trippy Silk, and I think he's a decent price as well. And then even further down the page, you can make a big case for the 3-year-old filly, number 8, She's My World. It was a good race for Justin Snaith last time when she ran second to Wild Applause. We know that Justin finished first, second, and third on that occasion. But she's a lovely filly. They've always thought quite a bit of She's My World, and Justin did stay on Perfectly Placed that she's flying back at home, and this is one of his better chances on the day. So huge respect for her.
So that is race number 6, numbers 1, 8, and Trippy Silk. 16-1 could be the joker of the pack here in race 6. Moving along to race number 7, penultimate race on the program. 1,200 meters is the distance. 4:30 the off time. Sun-dazed African Prince Montlosier at 4-1. 11-2 Paratrooper, 6-1 about Azuri and Kelp Forest, and then you can get 8-1 and better about the balance. Scratches number 3, Lady Lookalike. Brandon, what's your thoughts on this race? Because it looks very, very trappy.
Nightmare. This is a nightmare. You just got to hope that you've loaded up here when it comes to this particular race, the penultimate race, number 7. Let's start with number 2, Sundays. been rested for 65 days. Raymond Danielson, I think, going to suit this individual because he wants to be switched off early and he can really low fly at them late. He actually moved up like he was going to sail on by to win a good race last time out. It was a tight finish up in front. But the small break going to do him wonders. I'm not too concerned about the underfoot conditions being on the softer side for him. He's got a big winning chance, number 2, Sundays. Pit Porter did say that Montezur also doing very well back at home. He showed lots of fight and grit in the finish to win a good race last time and gets the services of Richard Faree now. So you can make a case for number 4, Montezur. 5, Kelp Forest. I'm not sure where he fits into the pecking order for you, Raheel, but you can make a case for him at about 10-1. Aldo Dime gets the ride for Adam Marcus. I'm of the opinion he's going to love being dropped back in trip. I know he's been tried over the 1400 of late. He's run some fair races behind some very nice horses. I mean, 2 and a bit lengths to Air Raid, 5 lengths to Industrial Strength. He can turn it on in a big way. If he settles early, he'll be right there in the finish at a big price. Number 5, Kelp Forest. And then 9, African Prince. Well, he loves these conditions. That's key with African Prince. He wants it to pour with rain. He wants it to be soft, and he'll be right there as well. JP van der Merwe knows him well. And then number 10 is Jury, Raheel. Here's my lurker. He's at a decent price. Chad Little riding very well at the moment. Lucinda Woodruff flying as well. We know that she had a wonderful KZN season. This horse travelled beautifully over 1400 last time. It was only beaten 2 lengths by What a Fortune. But the run before that, the 24th of June, if you go and watch the replay, he loves sprinting. I never thought he would be a sprinter. If you have a look at him as well, you would never say he sprints. But maybe that's key with him. Bring him back in trip, up the straight again at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. He could very much be alive. So it's a tricky race. You're going to have to go wide.
Yeah, perhaps with number 5, Kelp Forest. I see the blinkers are back on, and his last win, in fact, did come over a sprinting trip, and that may have just been against a lot stronger, and he's also a point below his last winning mark, so you could be onto something there with number 5, Kelp Forest at 6-1 in the market. Aldo taking the ride for Adam Marcus, one to keep an eye on. Moving along to race 8, final race on the day, and this is at 5:05. It is a class 4 for fillies and mares over 1200 meters, and your favorite in this lineup is number 3, Wonder June. She's trading at 13-10. She was a very, very impressive winner on debut, Brandon, and she's been given an opening mark of 88. And just having a look at the opposition, I mean, a lot of these horses are hard knocking, handicapping horses, but this filly, I don't know. I mean, it could be early days, but she looks like she could be headed to the top.
It is early days, and we often find ourselves pulling the trigger a little bit early and obviously hyping up these individuals, but I'm in the camp of you as well. I mean, just if you have a look at her replay, and I've watched it over and over and over, I called the race on that occasion, Raheel, and all I could say was, wow. You know that I carry that little black book in the top left-hand pocket of the blazer? You know very well.
Sure.
As she went past the post, this was the first horse that I put in capital letters that we need to follow. I mean, in terms of breeding, it doesn't get much better than this. And she was just so impressive. I mean, the way she traveled, so professional, the way she turned it on, you could see there was so much more scope for improvement. I did speak to Corne Orfer for Perfectly Placed, so the viewers know. He said to me, I don't want to get overly excited, but she is very good. She gives me a feel of a freak. So I'm going to go with that. The market tells us that there's been lots of support already. So if we get to the lucky last, chicken or no dinner, we're going to go and back this horse number 3, Wonder June, in a big way. And let's hope that she comes to the course and goes on and shows how good she is. The word on the ground is, Raheel, that she's also improved a couple of lengths from that first run. So you can only imagine how good she is. We do need to respect the Justin Snaith pair as well. Wild Applause was very impressive the way she quickened up last time out. She'll be right there. Number 2, Music of the Night. You can make some sort of a case, trifecta quartet case for number 2, Music of the Night. But I'm going in a big way with number 3, Wonder June. She looks classy, and she's going to be a filly we follow into the Cape Summer season.
Yeah, certainly want to keep an eye on, and it's a filly that will certainly enjoy a bit more ground as well. Number 3, Wonder June. 13-10 a current price. Let's see what price she starts off at race time, and let's see how she goes in a post-maiden run. We're going to move along to the suggested bet now. Brandon will take us through his suggested bet for racing on Saturday down at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth. And Brandon, take it away.
Yeah, so I'm I love my bar pots. I really enjoy the bar pots. If punters can just get the structure right around it, you don't need to spend too much money. I'm going to spend 252 Rand on Saturday. First leg, I'll go 1, 3, 5, and 6. So 1, What a Star, the 3, Marquetta. I'll throw in number 5, Blue Lagoon. Apparently her gallops have been nice. They're hoping that she can be in the money, number 5, Blue Lagoon, in the first race. And then we'll include number 6, Penny's Choice as well. The second leg, we'll go 1, 2, and 6. Clouds Clearing, number 2, Labombo Gold, and number 6, Beachverse. Then we're going to banker the best bet on the card. That will be Sugar Mountain, number 4, in race number 3. Then we're taking no chances. We're loading up. Race number 4 goes off at 2:45. It's over 1950 meters. We're going number 1, Pentalina, number 2, Hill and Soul, 3, Gentleman Joe, 4, Baton Rouge, number 7, which is Elegant Noble, the 9 horse Ario Vistas, and number 11, Quite a King, who will be doing some good work late. So very wide in race number 4. Then we're going to banker number 9 in race number 5. So we can banker number 9, just hoping that he gets some luck from the draw and that he behaves on the day. That's Happy Verse. If you want to, you can include number 2, Golden Angel, but I'll take my chances and banker number 9, Happy Verse. And the last leg, race number 6, off at 5-4. We're going 1, 3, and 8. 1, October Storm, number 3, Trippy Silk, and then number 8, She's My World, the filly.
That is a bar pot for racing out at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth on Saturday. Brandon, thanks very much. All the very best and have a wonderful weekend.
Raheel, thank you for that. So I hope that you back many winners. We'll hopefully see you in Cape Town on the 27th. We will be racing at Hollywoodbets Durbanville. But thank you for your time, and thanks to the viewers as well.
All the best with racing on Saturday at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth.